Your mind is not your friend. It never was. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a voice inside your head telling you that you're not ready, that you'll fail, that it's safer to stay where you are. And you believe it. You believe every single lie it tells you. Your thoughts are not facts, they are just noise. But here's what nobody told you. Your brain wasn't designed to make you wealthy. It wasn't designed to make you successful. It was designed for one purpose only, to keep you alive. And staying alive means staying safe. And staying safe means staying small. Fear, doubt, comfort. These aren't weaknesses. They are features. Your brain is doing exactly what it was programmed to do. The problem is that program was written thousands of years ago, when staying in the cave meant survival. But you're not in a cave anymore. You're in a world where the biggest risks lead to the biggest rewards. And your ancient brain is the only thing standing between you and everything you've ever wanted. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how your mind sabotages you, why it does it, and most importantly, how to take back control. The saboteur within. Every morning before you even open your eyes, a war has already begun. Your mind starts its daily routine of doubt. Did I set my alarm correctly? What if I forgot something important? What if today is the day everything falls apart? This isn't random noise. This is your brain's default setting. Psychologists call it the negativity bias, our tendency to focus on threats more than opportunities. Our ancestors who were paranoid survived. The optimists got eaten by lions. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Think about the last time you had a great idea, maybe starting a business, learning a new skill, asking for that raise. What happened next? Your mind immediately generated a list of reasons why it wouldn't work. That's not logic. That's not wisdom. That's your internal saboteur doing its job. The voice that says you're not smart enough, not ready enough, not deserving enough, it's not telling you the truth. It's telling you what kept your ancestors alive in a world that no longer exists. Ancient fear, modern prison. The cage isn't outside you. It's inside your skull, and the guard is your own thoughts. But here's what changes everything. The comfort trap. Your brain has one mission above all others: minimize threat. And do you know what your brain perceives as a threat? Change. Any change, even positive change. Getting that promotion, threat. Starting that business, threat. Finally asking out the person you've been thinking about for months, massive threat. This is why you procrastinate. This is why you self-sabotage. This is why you keep choosing the familiar over the fulfilling. Your brain releases stress hormones the moment you step outside your comfort zone. Not because something bad is happening, but because something different is happening. And to your ancient programming, different equals dangerous. Your comfort zone is not a safe place, it is a prison with invisible walls. The wealthy understand something that the broke never learn. Comfort is the enemy of growth. Every successful person you admire got there by doing what felt uncomfortable, repeatedly, until it became their new normal. The couch, the fire, the gold. You have to burn through comfort to reach abundance. If this is making you see your mental patterns differently, hit like and subscribe, because we are just scratching the surface. What I'm about to reveal next is even more disturbing. The excuse factory. Your mind is the world's most efficient excuse factory. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, producing perfectly logical reasons why you can't do the thing you need to do. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I'm not educated enough. The timing isn't right. I'll start tomorrow. These aren't observations. They're manufactured justifications designed by your brain to keep you exactly where you are. Here's the terrifying truth. Every excuse feels completely real. That's what makes them so dangerous. Your excuses are not facts, they are stories you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Studies show that the average person makes over 200 excuses per week. 200 times your brain convinces you to choose safety over growth. And every time you accept an excuse, you reinforce the neural pathway that generates more excuses. You're literally training your brain to hold you back. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. The wealthy and the broke have the same 24 hours, the same economy, often the same opportunities. The difference is one group believed their excuses, the other group questioned them. And speaking of beliefs, what if I told you that your deepest convictions about yourself are completely wrong? Beliefs are programs. Between the ages of 0 and 7, your brain was essentially a recording device. No filters, no critical thinking, just pure absorption. Whatever your parents said about money, you recorded it. Whatever you saw about success, you recorded it. Whatever you heard about people like you and what you deserve, you recorded it. And those recordings became your beliefs. Your beliefs became your thoughts. Your thoughts became your actions. Your actions became your life. Input process, output reality. You're not choosing your thoughts. You're running a program that was installed before you could read. If your parents struggled with money, you probably have a program that says money is hard to get. If they argued about finances, you might believe that money causes problems. If they told you rich people are greedy, you've been programmed to reject wealth. Programmed. None of this was your choice, but all of it is now your responsibility. You cannot think your way to wealth with a poverty program running in your subconscious. The good news: programs can be overwritten, but first you have to recognize that you're running one. Most people never do. They spend their entire lives executing code they didn't write, believing it's who they really are. But this leads us to something even more disturbing about how your mind operates: the failure replay. Your brain has a feature that was designed to protect you but instead tortures you. It's called the negativity loop. Every failure you've ever experienced is stored in your memory with enhanced detail and emotional intensity. That time you failed a test, that rejection that crushed you, that business idea that didn't work. Your brain replays these moments automatically, vividly, painfully. Meanwhile, your successes, barely a footnote. This isn't random. Your brain prioritizes negative memories because, in the wild, remembering where the predator attacked was more important than remembering where the berries were sweetest. Our brains are like Velcro for negative experiences and Teflon for positive ones. So every time you consider taking a risk, your mind immediately pulls up your greatest hits of humiliation. Remember when you tried and failed. Remember how bad that felt. Why would you want to experience that again? Your past failures are not predictions of your future. They are just data points your brain overemphasizes. The tape, the loop, the anxiety. This is why so many people become paralyzed. They're not afraid of the future. They're haunted by a distorted version of the past. But wait, because what comes next changes everything about how you can break free. Thoughts vs. reality. Here's the most liberating truth you'll ever learn. Your thoughts are not reality. They're just mental events. Electrical signals firing across synapses. No more real than a dream. Yet we treat our thoughts as absolute truth. If my mind says I can't do it, I can't do it. If my mind says I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. If my mind says it's too risky, it's too risky. Thought not fact. This is the trap. You've given a broken narrator complete authority over your story. Cognitive behavioral therapy, one of the most effective psychological treatments ever developed, is based on one simple principle. Thoughts are not facts, and you can choose whether or not to believe them. Just because your mind says something does not make it true. The wealthy understand this intuitively. When their mind says the deal won't work, they investigate rather than believe. When their mind says they're not ready, they start anyway. When their mind says they don't deserve success, they disagree and take action. Your thoughts are suggestions, not commands. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that observes your thoughts. And that observer has the power to choose which thoughts to follow. This brings us to the ultimate weapon against your own mind. Action defeats fear. You don't overcome negative thoughts by thinking positive thoughts. That's just another battle in your head. You overcome negative thoughts by taking action that proves them wrong. Your mind says you can't do it. You do it anyway. Your mind says you'll fail. You try anyway. Your mind says you're not ready. You start anyway. Action. Every action you take in defiance of your fears rewires your brain. It's called experience-dependent neuroplasticity. When you do the thing your mind said was impossible, you create new neural pathways that say, maybe I can. Maybe I'm capable. Maybe my thoughts were wrong. Action is the antidote to despair. This is why courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. The brave person feels the same terror as the coward. They just move anyway. 1. Feel the fear. 2. Acknowledge the thought. 3. Take action anyway. 4. Watch the fear dissolve. Your mind will never give you permission to succeed. It will never say, "Now you're ready, go for it." You have to take the action first. The confidence comes after, not before. And this leads us to a crucial question about discipline. Discipline or regret. There are only two types of pain in life: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. You cannot escape both. You have to choose one. Discipline pain now. The pain of discipline is temporary. It's the burn of the workout, the discomfort of the early morning, the difficulty of the hard conversation, the sacrifice of the delayed gratification. Regret pain forever. The pain of regret is permanent. It's the haunting what if, the crushing I should have, the devastating I could have been. One pain is felt in the moment but builds a life. The other pain is avoided in the moment but destroys a life. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance in the moment. It will always prefer comfort over growth, pleasure over progress, easy over meaningful. That's why you can't trust your mind to make these decisions. You have to make the decision in advance and execute it regardless of how you feel. The scale, the weight, the crown. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement. Your mind hates that bridge, but it's the only way across. Now let me show you how to actually take control. Reprogram your mind. Your mind may be your enemy, but it's also infinitely trainable. The same neuroplasticity that installed your limiting beliefs can install empowering ones. But you have to do the work, deliberately, consistently, against resistance. Here's how the reprogramming process works. 1. Awareness. Catch the limiting thought. 2. Challenge. Is this fact or fear? 3. Replace. What would a wealthy person think? 4. Act. Take action that defies the old belief. 5. Repeat. Do this until the new belief becomes automatic. This isn't positive thinking. This is cognitive restructuring combined with behavioral activation. It's how therapists treat anxiety and depression. It's how athletes build mental toughness. It's how the wealthy reprogram their poverty conditioning. Watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. The brain, the spark, the diamond. Your mind can either be the rock that drowns you or the diamond that makes you valuable. The difference is whether you let it run you or you learn to run it. And this brings us to the ultimate choice you have to make. The final choice. You now stand at a crossroads that you've always been at but never recognized. Every moment of every day you're making a choice. Let your mind control you or control your mind. Stay comfortable and stay broke, or get uncomfortable and get wealthy. Believe your excuses or question them. Replay your failures or learn from them. Follow your fears or face them. Control your mind. The wealthy aren't smarter than you. They aren't luckier than you. They simply learn to recognize their mind as a tool, not a master. They learn to question their thoughts instead of believing them. They learn to act despite fear instead of waiting for confidence. The war inside your head is the only war that matters. And now you know the battlefield. You know the enemy's tactics. You know that your doubts are just ancient survival programs. You know that your excuses are manufactured. You know that your fears are based on distorted memories. You know that your thoughts are suggestions, not commands. You have always had the power. You just had to learn it for yourself. The question is no longer whether you can change. The question is whether you will. Your mind is watching this video too. It's already generating reasons why this won't work for you, why you're different, why you should close this and go back to what you were doing, prove it wrong. Right now, your mind was designed to keep you alive, not to make you thrive. For thousands of years, that programming served humanity well. But you're not running from predators anymore. You're running from your potential. Every excuse, every fear, every doubt, it's all just code running in the background. Code you didn't write. Code you didn't choose. But code you can absolutely override. The mind is everything. What you think you become. From this moment forward, you have a choice. You can let your thoughts continue to dictate your reality, or you can start questioning every single one of them. Is this thought helping me or holding me back? Is this fear based on reality or programming? Is this belief something I chose or something I inherited? Question everything your mind says. The wealthy don't have fewer negative thoughts. They just don't give those thoughts authority over their actions. They feel the fear and move forward. They hear the doubt and try anyway. They see the risk and calculate instead of run. If you made it this far, comment "mind controlled" to prove you're ready to take back your mental sovereignty. Your mind is either programmed for wealth or poverty, and now you know how to reprogram it. If this exposed the enemy inside your head, hit subscribe. There's more reprogramming to do.